Pray 5. El Karuga.
Kapla!
I'm going to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail Karuga. That's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember to tip your waitresses. Have a mighty fine night.
If you come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. If you're here to make war, we surrender.
Both good. The important thing is I'm meeting new people.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. Now the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a piecework factory. From now on, it's going to be under one roof. You're going to run it like a business. And that means you're going to make a profit.
Look at these 3 words written larger than the rest, with a special pride never written before or since. Tall words, proudly saying, "We the people."
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Esri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Birdo Prey 5 channel. Hail Karoga.
Hello world, it's Birdo Prey 5, Kapla, and welcome to Bed Life for Monday, the dreaded Monday. Monday, November 6th, 2023. National Nacho Day. I want to be a nacho man. You're good. I don't know how the rest of the song goes, but it was such a thing back in the day. Every time I hear nachos, nacho man. I don't know. I don't remember anything beyond what I just said. I think it was making fun of Macho Man, Randy Savage. I don't know. Macho Man was a song. I guess it was a play on the song Macho Man. But other than that, nachos, pretty fucking good. Right? Even bad nachos. Like even Taco Bell nachos are still fucking delicious. To this day. Mamo Prey likes Taco Bell nachos. Taco Bell Nachos Bella Grande, one of Mamo Prey's favorite Taco Bell items for anybody who is keeping up with such things. Always used to get nachos at a Mexican or Tex-Mex or appetizers at an Applebee's or whatever. Nachos. In fact, they still sound like a good. Sometimes I would get nachos as my entree. I mean, probably wasn't best for my cholesterol, but whatever. No regrets. I'm kidding. It's all regrets. It's nothing but regrets in terms of my food choices. Not that I really think nachos was going to make the difference with my pancreatitis. Yvette with a £2 sterling super chat says, fingers crossed for Kissing Dax for you all. Thank you so much, Yvette. Fingers crossed as well. Let's see. We'll see. We'll see what we get when we get it. Jedi Bill, first in the chat, says, Kapla, brother warrior, Birdo Prey 5, and all should hail Karoga. Hail Karoga. Thank you, Jedi Bill. Antiderivative Jill says, Nachos, I picked a bad time to put myself on a calorie deficit. Oh, I'm so sorry, Antiderivative Jill. It sounds like a way of saying the D word. Oh, I guess you did say deficit, but yeah, that is, Garfield would always tell the joke or ask, he'd say, what day of the week do most diets start? And Garfield, notoriously a Monday hater, would then say, it was a trick question. Monday is the second most popular day to start a diet. The actual most popular day to start a diet is tomorrow. Most diets start tomorrow. The second most diets start are Mondays. It took Mama Pray a minute, but she got it. Keely Chow says, hey, everybody. Hey, Keely. And Keely Chow says, hey to Jedi Bill. Roll Tide, brother warrior. Bradley Briggs says, Zup, y'all. Zup, Bradley. Gorilla's Random Thoughts. Kapla, Gorilla. Yvette, the lovely Yvette, says, good evening, bird. And everyone, good evening to the lovely Yvette. And did the super chat come through yet? It did. Did we get something? Let's see. Come on. Play, God damn it. Okay, I will refresh again the alert box. Now, come on. Play. And we're having communications issues. Oh well. Thank you, Yvette. It would seem we are not going to get an animation at the moment because, of course, why would we? That's just the way things are going today. Yes, Sassy did get her nails clipped. That did go well. Sassy had an appointment today for a grooming, a new groomer who comes to the house. Had no idea, not the slightest bit, what she was in for. But luckily, although didn't manage to get anything else done, her nails did get clipped, which were the most important part. And I have to give it to this woman. She was going to charge us a fraction, and I mean a fraction of the total amount, because she could only get a fraction of the promised services done. But we knew it was going to be difficult, and we said, no, absolutely not. It was not her fault. It was not her fault Sassy didn't cooperate. So we insisted and paid her the full amount. And hopefully she'll be back next time we call, even if it's just to cut her nails. We were so impressed that be happy to pay that just for the nail cutting. And Sassy did not have a seizure like she would often have when her vet would come to visit her. And even despite not putting her on the meds the vet had put her on to prevent the seizures, she still did not have one. So we had some good news for Sassy today, even if my sleeping continues to get worse and worse. I don't know. Well, it's not getting better. So over time, it means it's getting worse. Staying the same and not getting better is by definition getting worse. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says, I can't afford nachos today. Oh, I'm sorry, Gorilla. Fucking Bidenomics. I'm sorry. But there used to be a time when nachos were cheap, especially Taco Bell nachos. Not so cheap anymore. Mike Richards is greetings from Columbus, Ohio. Greetings, Mike Richards. Jedi Bill says hello to Keely Chow. And Roll Tide, brother. Roll Tide. Captain Fandom Nerd says hello. Hashtag Hail on Karoga. LDG, hashtag Free the Net, is in the chat. Wants a Birdo Prey 5 rant. I wish I could. LDG. Schwario says Birdo Prey 5, Kapla Bird. Hope you and the other Opreys are doing well today. Thank you, Schwario. Well, Sassy Oprey, I would say, is doing the best. Schwario says, we the people. Absolutely. Words and Pictures says Kapla Bird of Prey. Good to hear you. Good to be here. Great to have you here. Words and Pictures. Schwario, Nicole DeBoer is hot. No, she is certainly aged like a fine one. Hakeem says Kapla Bird and all. I miss getting nachos at the movies. Oh, movie nachos. You know, I was never a big fan of movie nachos because, to be blunt, my fingers were just not clean enough. Okay. But I had never been in a movie theater that I thought was clean enough to get my hands as dirty as they would get with the cheese on nachos. Now, I could see if I was eating corn chips and dipping them in a cheese sauce so that my fingers were dry and that it was just the corn chips that were getting cheesy. I could deal with that. But actual nachos where it was like a heap of nachos that was covered in cheese and meat and whatever, onions or God knows whatever, that I could not do. Like, I couldn't eat nachos at a movie theater or a bowling alley. Like, oh my God, the food you'd eat at a bowling alley, it couldn't be. I didn't want finger food at a bowling alley because God knows. Yeah, if you didn't have your own ball, and most people don't, at least for me, if you're not playing in a league, you're just playing, most people don't have their own ball. And even if you do, all it takes is one of your friends to stick their hand in your ball, and you're like, now I gotta wash that. I don't know where their fingers have been. Fucking. No, it's legit, Mom. I swear I know who. I'll name him. John Racco. He's best bowler, but Jesus Christ, I don't know where his hand has been. Or Word Wizard Captain Infinity gives us a rainbow. Kapla, Captain Infinity. Jim's Landscape LLC, Commodore Productions says, hello, everyone. Kapla, Commodore Productions. And the new video is Repair 3 video, repair. I saw it yesterday. Gorilla's Random Thoughts is that vet sounds corrupt. What'd you say? Oh, yeah, today she was a vet. She was a groomer. Jim's Landscape hails Gorilla. And executive producer Saul Leibowitz says South Texas queso and shrimp nachos, except no substitute. Yeah. Good nachos from like steakhouses and Applebee's, TGI Fridays, I don't know, Chili's. And Chevy's Tex-Mex or whatever. That was the place that I famously got served AA batteries. AA battery, made a report to the manager. He got so angry at those quote unquote, well, I can't say it, but he meant Mexicans in the kitchen, always listening to their Walkmans. And he always tells them not to put the batteries on the shelf because they have a habit of rolling into the food. And it's a big problem. And he's so sorry. That's why I had AA battery in my food. Apparently a well-known problem in the kitchen. And I would go back. I went back the next day. The hell. At least he was being honest. At least he was being honest. Yvette's Bird, our old cinema, had fantastic nachos. It was a box with 3 compartments, warm nachos, hot cheese sauce, and slices of jalapenos. Interesting. Well, I guess if they were separated like that, I could probably deal with it. To be honest, I kind of feel well, I don't really give a shit. But I part of me feels betrayed. Considering the quality of cinemas, theaters, everywhere else in the country. For somebody growing up in New York City, we really got screwed. Especially us in the outer boroughs in like Brooklyn. Our theater experience is complete garbage compared to what other people get. First off, anybody that's ever been to a working not drive-through, a drive-in movie theater, that sounds amazing. I never got around to getting to one. There was never one close enough for me while I could drive. Then when the theaters got big and huge, giant buildings, they don't have room for those in New York City. So the biggest one we got was a United Artists in Sheepshead Bay, Brooklyn. And, to somebody who grew up in Brooklyn, like, holy shit, the size of that building was amazing, considering before that, the only theater I had any experience with was the neighborhood theater in Canarsie, which was a triplex, but it was in the middle of a suburban avenue, and it took up, less than significantly less than a city block, and it was, I mean, thinking back, extremely small, but it was the neighborhood triplex, and like, oh my god, that was a movie theater to me. The screen was big. I don't know how big, but movie theater size. And I'm like, oh. And it wasn't until, and then there was another movie theater on the other side of town, meaning on the other side of the creek. And that was a Lowe's theater, and it was a little bigger, I guess. But I guess it was definitely bigger, but not too big. And so when we finally saw this United Artists, which was its own freestanding huge building that probably took up a city block, like, oh my God. I was like, this is amazing. It wasn't until I got to college and was driving frequently out to Long Island that I then went to a Long Island movie theater, and it put United Artists in Brooklyn to shame. And then I actually drove out to Long Island to where the land actually got relatively cheap and went to a movie theater out there. And then, like, oh my double God, it put everything else to shame. And it wasn't until talking with people on the internet and hearing about the movie theaters in places where property value is like, or was cheap compared to Long Island even. I mean, when Arizona was still up and coming, when Phoenix was half the size it is today, or a quarter the size it is today. The size of movie theaters that were just in deserts where there was, the land was free, basically. Crazy how big movie theaters were, and how seats, people had these crazy seats in movie theaters. You had plenty of room, where in New York City, you're still packing people in as close as you can to each other, whereas, like an airplane, whereas other people were getting, full reclining chairs with you had your own armrest on both sides. You had full, or if not entire seat, all to yourself. Crazy. And you could recline fully and put your feet up, and all these crazy things. Whereas in New York City, we're like, we're like, please, I hope I'm not sitting next to a particularly smelly person tonight, because it's like you don't want to be sitting next to them on a plane or in a movie theater. That was our problem, and to this day, there's still not a whole lot of room in New York City for particularly big theaters, but they had to do a little better. So now fewer people can go to the movies, but yeah, it's still, New York City lags way behind in the movie theater experience. And And then there's these places where you get served full meals at movie theaters, if you want. That's another crazy thing. And granted, I mean, I wouldn't I don't know if I'd want to go eat dinner and watch a movie. Usually we would eat dinner, then watch a movie. But, yeah, I feel like I missed the movie going experience. Is this working yet? No, it is not. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and check.
Scanning.
There
Indications
it
negative
is.
at this time.
There it is. Yvette, £2 super chat just came through. And it was eyebrow tax. So 16 holidays for November 6th. Job Action Day. National Nachos Day. There it is. Look at that deliciousness. Chicken or beef, beans or salsa. Just make sure to pile on the cheese. Just pile it all on. Yes, I'll take it all. I will take it all. November 6th is National Nachos Day. On this day, we celebrate everyone's favorite snack, no matter how you make it. Chicken or beef, beans or salsa, cheddar, or that yellow stuff they top chips with at football games. There's no specific way to make it, so long as it has two main ingredients, chips and as much cheese as you can pile on. The history of National Nachos Day. Any discussion about the history of nachos has to begin on the Mexican border town of Piedras Negras, just west of the Rio Grande, across which sits Eagle Pass, Texas. One day in 1943, the wives of U.S. soldiers stationed at Fort Duncan dropped in on a Piedras Negras hotspot called the Victory Club. Unfortunately, the restaurant had closed for the day. Still, a manager named Ignacio Nacho Anaya decided to throw a dish together based on whatever ingredients he still had left, among them cheese and tortillas. Anaya sliced the fried tortillas into triangles, added some shredded cheddar and jalapeno peppers. It started a new tradition which bears his name to this day. Thanks, Nacho. Where would sold-out Super Bowl parties be without you? Interesting. Speaking of which, an alternative take on nachos, using the now familiar cheese sauce, appeared at a Texas Rangers baseball game at Arlington Stadium in 1976. 2 years later, the iconic ABC sportscaster Howard Cosell mentioned the term nachos during a Monday Night Football game, helping to turn this rather simple dish into an American tradition. And note that Piedras Negras continues to celebrate the International Nacho Festival each October, complete with live music, art, cultural activities, and a giant nacho contest. I had no idea that that's where nachos were from. I figured they dated back to medieval times. The ancient feudal lords demanded their serfs create nachos in order to pay taxes. I don't know. National Nacho Day. It's All Saints Day in Colombia. Color the World Orange Day. It's not always about getting cured, but about learning how to live with it. I don't know about that. Constitution Day in the Dominican Republic, it is Dog Film Festival. And that is a beagle with a scene marker. I assume a scene marker is what folks call it in the biz. Dog Film Festival is annually celebrated in October or November. Either one. This year it takes place on November 6th. It allows us to appreciate our furry pals through short films and cherish the bonds we have with them. The holiday pays respect to the dedication and loyalty dogs show to humans. It also celebrates their history from ages gone by to those that have yet to come. And as we all know, in Karogan history, Karogan scientists from the far future sent the beagle back in time to bring the love coefficient of the universe higher so as to save us from utter destruction. International Day for Preventing the Exploitation, already too late, out of too long a name, don't care. For preventing the exploitation of the environment in war and armed conflict. Yeah, better come up with a shorter name. Marooned Without a Compass Day. That could be interesting. National Ladies Learning to Code Day. Across the country, we empower women in the tech industry on National Ladies Learning to Code Day. Good luck with that. National Report Home Healthcare Fraud Day. What? If you see fraud and do not say fraud, you're a fraud. National Report Home Healthcare Fraud Day. How about if you see people needing home health care, you ask if you can help. Then you worry about fraud. National Saxophone Day. National Team Manager Day. Play Basketball Day. And Recreation Day. But that's only celebrated. Oh, oi! Recreation Day. It's only celebrated in northern Tasmania, Australia, on the first Monday in November. Oi! It's been a while since Ozzy O'Bray has had any breaking news from Australia. It is Recreation Day here. It's here in northern Tasmania. Not the southern Tasmania. Those people are folks. We only celebrate this in northern Tasmania. Fuck. Northern Tasmania. Recreation Day. Okay, I got to see what's going on. What did they do in the Recreation Day? They get the day off work and schools are closed. A bank holiday? Holy shit. Recreation Day is an odd bank holiday that does not come with a huge amount of historical significance. There is no cultural or religious backstory to the holiday. For the most of its existence, it was simply known as the first Monday of November holiday. This changed in 1989 when the Bank Holidays Act was altered and all references to the holiday were deleted. And so Recreation Day was created in its place. Initially, the day was observed on November 11th, but has now been changed to the first Monday in November. The holiday is said to exist mainly to even out the bank holidays across the state of Tasmania. Those in the south have a day off to celebrate the Royal Hobart Regatta, a recreation day, and Recreation Day balances out, so everyone in the state gets the same number of holidays. Wow. Well, shouldn't they have just made it the same day as the other one? But whatever. It is what it is. Mm. Yvette says, Bird, our old cinema had fantastic nachos. Oh, we have read that. Miss Lundell's groovy movie says corn chips with melted cheese and jalapenos. Big whoop. Hakeem says, my favorite dog movie is All Dogs Go to Heaven. Miss Lundell's groovy movies says, why does Bird sound like he's from Transylvania? Oi, this is not Transylvania. This is Aussie O'Prey. And Words and Pictures is happy to get a Aussie O'Prey sighting. An Aussie O'Prey sighting. And I hearted Yvette's super chat because I just realized I could. And so I decided I would. Trump testifies in civil fraud trial. Uh-oh. Man killed after getting stuck inside a cement truck in the Bronx. That's awful. Election Day 2023. What to vote in polling sites. That's tomorrow. They're still talking about the bright green liquid that was seen leaking from a manhole cover near the World Trade Center. War in Gaza. Dad of Highland Park parade shooting suspect pleads guilty to reckless conduct for helping son obtain gun. Ukraine says it struck brand new Russian missile carrier in Black Sea. IGN, City Skylines 2, boss surprised by tone of debate after patching out offensive radio advert. Oh, we're going to check that. We got Star Trek Tom Paris officially becomes one of Starfleet's deadliest men alive. And Jeopardy champ slammed for unsportsmanlike and disrespectful conduct after win. I got to check that out too. Oh, we got some interesting stuff. Okay. City Skylines 2 boss surprised by tone of debate after patching out offensive radio ad. Last week, City Skylines 2 developer Colossal Order patched out an in-game radio advert it had deemed offensive. Now the boss of the developer has called into question some of the reaction from the community. Colossal Order used a hotfix to remove Spasm Electronics advert from the in-game radio stations after members of the community took issue with its sound effects, which they argued were similar to the sound a person makes when experiencing a seizure. It's fair to say fans of the recently released City Builder had opinions about the decision, but for CEO of Colossal Order, Marina Halakanian, some of the reactions went a bit too far. In a post on Steam, Halakanian called upon players to stop attacking other members of the community and even the developers themselves over the pulled ad. What's the ad? I want to see the ad. I don't give a shit what the game looks like. We want City Skylines 2 to be welcoming to all, so we decided to remove the radio ad. I was surprised by the tone of the discussion. The best part of City Skylines community has been helpful and kind its members are, blah, blah, blah. I would like everyone to keep in mind when you join community discussions, or urge everyone to leave constructive criticism, blah, blah, blah. It's not appropriate to attack community members or single out a developer. Elsewhere, she said she was looking into stamping out bugs in the game's garbage feature with a particular focus on balance. City Skylines 2 next patch will also improve stray dogs, which are a tad too prevalent in the game. The amount of them is fixed, so we don't end up with an insane number of abandoned packs of dogs all over the city. Newlyweds should just welcome their partner's dog to the family and not leave them behind. They were leaving their dogs behind? Plans to fix this issue caused immediate debate if we should turn this bug into a feature. And these, I would welcome an animal shelter DLC. Oh my God. They would not release new paid DLC for City Skylines 2 until the developer has sorted out outstanding performance issues to our standard. Yeah. So are we not going to see these? I guess they're not going to show us what got pulled. Why would you even do a story and not show what it is, what the headline is? Okay, let's see. What's going on? One of the deadliest men in the galaxy. How is that? Star Trek number 13 drops the bombshell. Written by, it's a comic book. Okay, let's see. The Jeopardy. Elon Musk debuts Grok AI bot to rival ChatGPT. Let's see, what did this Jeopardy guy do? I turned the TV off after the self-congratulatory behavior, one fan wrote on social media. Jeopardy champ slam for unsportsmanlike and disrespectful content. During Friday's episode, Aaron Craig, who was among 3 contestants competing in the Champions Wildcard Tournament, enthusiastically celebrated his win at the end of the show. After host Ken Jennings announced Craig as the day's champion, the contestant blew a kiss to the audience and clapped for himself. So, some Jeopardy fans complained the celebration was excessive. The man clapped for himself for winning. I turned the TV off and after the self-congratulatory behavior, one person complained on Reddit. And I'm certainly not rooting for this guy to win. Not even sure if I'll watch the rest of the tournament. I've watched Jeopardy for decades and don't recall seeing such rudeness. The British history. Son of a bitch. That's the one. British history. At Leicester Cathedral in 2015, the Archbishop of Canterbury led a religious ceremony for this deceased English monarch. I would say Henry VIII. I don't know. I obviously I have I just know that let's see. Third place, 4,200. Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger is not a monarch. He lost everything. Prince Philip. Nope, you lost 2. And she also wagered all of it. So she's down to 0. Aaron, he got it. He had no idea, but he had more than enough. He had more than double, so he couldn't lose. And he had no idea who it was. Richard III. He had just been rediscovered. His tomb had just been rediscovered. And so he had been reinterred. He wagered $32. Let's go what? That's it? That's what people are upset about? Oh my God. They should just cancel Jeopardy. Fuck it. Nobody deserves Jeopardy. You people don't deserve Jeopardy anymore. Resolute Germ has a link to the ad. He said, this is the ad best I can figure out. I can't believe. Oh. That is not it. This is the ad. It's just audio. You know what? It's better you don't even hear it. It is better you don't even hear it. It is ridiculous. I don't know which is more ridiculous, Jeopardy or this. We do have one Dear Bop. So let's head over to that. Cody Guy. Welcome, Cody Guy. Captain Finity has some shrimp. Word Wizard Captain Finity throws out a piece of shrimp. It looks delicious. Dear Bop, how is City Skylines 2? Well, that is it seems to be the right time for this question. Yeah, it's a mess. It's not. I did get to play it some more. It seems okay at the very beginning of the game, and if you keep starting over, it's probably not so bad. But I'll be honest, it doesn't look great. Frankly, City Skylines 1, you make a nicer city. Maybe in the late stage of the game, after you got everything converted to high density, things would look better. But under low density and medium density, yeah, it's very boring. And it's just absurd that the drawing animation for everything involves a giant crane. So, even if you're building a small single family home, a giant crane is there before the house. The crane makes sense when you're building a building, but when you're building a small house, there's no need for a crane. It just looks stupid. And I can't get over that fact. It needs a lot of updates. I think in time it'll be a good game, but I think we're still a year plus away from that happening. Which is exactly what I thought was going to happen. That the game was never going to be truly ready when they wanted to release it. But they did. Dad Man Walking 55. Kapla Dad Man Walking. Welcome. Hakeem says, I still like SimCity 2013 over City Skylines. Hakeem, SimCity 2013 is the Star Trek Discovery of SimCity. Like, not only is it bad, it is scientifically provable that it killed the franchise. I mean, you could not find a bigger SimCity fan than me. And then I got SimCity 2013, and I tried so hard to like it. I tried so hard to love it. I tried so hard, but it was just so bad. I went back to playing SimCity 4. And 3. 3 and 4 were way better. Hell, SimCity 2000 was better than SimCity 2013. I remember the first day I discovered SimCity. The first time I was playing the original SimCity, I thought, you used to put down boxes, and you had R, D, residential, RCI. It would just be an R in the middle, a C in the middle, or an I in the middle for industry, residential, or commercial. And for the longest time, I was happy just making maps where you just had the square that said R, and a square that said I, and a square that said C, and a road going between them, and the power lines going between them. And I didn't have any idea that these squares were actually going to turn into houses and buildings and shit. Like, I was happy just saying, okay, that's residences, and that's industry, and just the fact that it was an I or an R. That was all I needed for my map. And then later to see that, oh my God, that R turned into houses, I was beside myself. I was like, holy shit, this is the greatest game ever. Back in those days, there was SimCity, Sim Earth, Sim Life, I think. there was another Sim. There was Sim Earth, Sim City, and another one I forget. But they were all Sim Earth was great. You had the geological timeline, then it went to uh, I don't know, but what was it? Wasn't Sim State, Sim Earth, Sim City, and some other Sim. Words and pictures says I have Skylines 2. Game's not finished. Game crashes at 100,000 citizens. Agree at least a year to sort it. Dead Man Walking 55 says thank you. You are welcome. Mike Richards says the crane operators have a powerful union, I assume. Yes, union. 47 Yorktown says hello, young sir. Hello, 47. Simulator. Says LDG, Sim Life. Miss Londell says the Sims were hilarious. Yeah, I never got into The Sims. The Sims was just too much for me. I loved SimCity 2000. They had SimCopter, like add-ons for SimCity that were awesome. Gorilla says, I want Sim Golf back. Yeah, not The Sims. The Sims, I skipped The Sims. Now, I found out today that the original SimCity programmer went on to program The Sims. So that's probably why they got so popular. Gorilla says he can still play 3000. Anybody can. I believe it's pretty much free on various websites. Hakeem has The Sims 1 through 4. But City Skylines 2, still, I would caution people about buying it. If you have a high-end machine, you can probably run it. But realistically, I'd wait. I'd wait 6 months, maybe a year, and then you can expect to get a lot more fun out of it. It's boring. I just think all the cities look alike at the moment. There's very little uniqueness at the moment. But whatever. I mean, it's fun. It's a cities game. It's been a long time since we've had a new one. So if you like that type of game, what the hell else are you going to do? So I guess they knew they had you. They knew they had you. Let's try. Let me go ahead and try some Wordle. Guys, whoever puts in the first 5-letter word, I will start with that. Well, we'll see. We'll see. 5-letter word. Smack. LDG. Smack. Okay. And we got an A in the middle. Okay. ELA. And K, no, we already got K. S, plant, no. Plane, Plane. And we got the A and the E in the right spot. Okay. TRA. No, we already did C. Uh, 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 Trade, 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 trafe, trade, TRADE. And holy shit, that was incredibly lucky. Trade. Got it in 3. No, this, like Bertle, I'll admit, somewhere in my brain, obviously I know the Bertle word because I either typed it or checked it. Now, granted, I don't remember it, but I will at least admit somewhere in my brain the answer is there. However, on Wordle, no clue. So this was luck. This one was luck. Or, as I often think, maybe it's my ESP. Because I do feel like I have some extra sensory perception, and what I often call luck is just the fact that I know I can pick up on what other people already know the answer to. That it's I don't call it cheating. It's not really cheating, but it's not necessarily luck either. And it's not necessarily fair to the fact that not everybody has this ability, or maybe not everybody recognizes they have such the ability and aren't, they don't feel comfortable reaching out to the universe and accepting what the universe might say back. So.
Because I couldn't even remember what to do.
Mama Price says, I didn't get any help from her because she didn't even remember what it was till I said it, but she knew it. So it could have been in her brain somewhere. So yeah. Gorilla always wants me to try Ouija, which I always pronounce Oja, Ouija. Ms. Lundell says you could always go old school with city building games. Pharaoh, Grand Ages of Rome come to mind. I don't know either of those, Ms. Lundell. Resolute says finally he admits to cheating at his own game. It's not cheating. I mean, you guys all know that I had to put the words in there. For whatever you want, I want you to know that I purposely do not try to commit any of it to memory. That said, I don't know how or why, the reality is, as much as I've tried hard not to commit things to memory, that if I go on a day and I get the word in one, I get a wordle in one, or a Bertle. I get a Bertle in one. Yeah, I assume that somewhere my brain remembered it, even though I didn't remember it. My brain did, subconsciously. It's cheating? No, it's not cheating. It's. I'll be honest. What's amazing is that every other day of the week, I don't get Bertle in 1, 2, or 3. and that there are many days I haven't gotten Bertle at all. Even after 6 tries, I still didn't get it. And other days I get it in the first. So it's weird. It is weird. It's freaky. But anyway, I think we're gonna call it there because I'm exhausted. I know it's 5 o'clock. It feels like 6, but it's not all that late. But I'm exhausted, and Mom will pray is doubly so. For yesterday, I slept almost all day, and she didn't sleep at all. When I finally got to bed at midnight, she still had to stay up to do some stuff. She didn't get to bed till 1 a.m. And then we were up early today to get ready for the dog groomer, and So thank you guys all for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Sassy appreciates that she has freshly cut nails, and Mama Pray is very happy that this whole thing went. And tomorrow. Why? Tomorrow's not the second Tuesday of the month. It's first Tuesday of the month. It's only the 7th. If it was the second Tuesday, it would be the 8th. Yeah. No worries, Mama Pray. Thank you. Mama Pray thought tomorrow was the second Tuesday of the month, which, if it was, would be our members only stream. But that will be next Tuesday. So if you're a new member, next Tuesday will be our members only stream, as they usually are. Farewell to Columbus, Ohio. Take care, Mike Richards. You are welcome, Hakeem. And thank you guys all for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. Kapla.